This broadcast of As the Wasteland Burns was brought to you by Galaxy News Radio and our sponsor, the GM. What's he wearing tonight?
Now with butt plugs?
Just my emotional support butt plug, but only if you sign up for my OnlyFans page. So, it was a nice day today, so I have a pair of got my Joe boxers on tonight for my bottoms, and had my regular T-shirt on. This one it said Dickies.
I'm sure it did.
Mm-hmm. All the ladies love a good rich around. So, when last we left, the group had come to an agreement with the Annex for them taking in the additional survivors that would put a strain on their already failing infrastructure. The group would travel to somewhere in the Germantown area, try to locate one of the supply depots that existed before the war, and see if any of their promised materials were still there, and somehow get them down here. Not exactly sure how that would happen, but that decision was made. The group had geared up, taking advantage of the advanced tech benches that were there to make modifications to weapons, complete repairs, and the like. Overall thought was before hitting Germantown, to head back to Glen Meadows, the Donnie drop off the materials that he had requested for, like the exo frame to support his failing health. Sam to play a little catch up with young lady friend there, and take a few minutes just to decompress and relax. I know there was
she and
talk.
I can make a rifle together.
Yeah, you never know. You might be able to make something that goes bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah. And if in 9 months it happens to walk around and want a gun of its own, hey,
there you go. The group had stopped back at the FUD store, gathered up some additional food, and
it's called FUD.
They gathered additional food from the FUD store.
They sell FUD.
Yes, they sell lots of FUD. They FUD it all over you. And they had begun the journey back. The green dot is there only because we've had a little technical glitch where it got trapped in the corner.
It's actually supposed to be something like right here, but something like that, I ain't putting it back in the corner.
Right, that's fine. So, Miss Gray, where were you heading? Were you heading back to the farmstead to check on that, or heading directly towards probably your first area, the clear, which is the abandoned camp? It's already been cleared. That's where we encountered some of the slaves that ended up being the members of the farmstead.
You're talking about the trader camp?
So, hold on, let me move on.
Or are you talking about the other map?
So you guys could head potentially. So if you want to head potentially there, just to check on the farmstead, or this would be the first location, this general area, before getting the Glen Meadows up there.
I don't know. What does the group want to do? Do we want to go to Oakaville and the farm?
Not Oakaville, but if we want to swing by the farm, that's fine.
Okay.
The abandoned camp, if we don't and we just go straight to the abandoned camp, that's fine too. That might save a day or two of travel.
It wouldn't be horrible to swing by and see Evelyn.
You're not going into town. We're persona non grata there.
Yeah. Let's just go to the abandoned camp.
Okay, so let's see. Who's about? Okay, so Miss Gray, make me Make me 4 Pathfinder rolls.
Perception and survival.
Perception, survival, yes, please. The days are. Well, let's see. Let's get. They are pretty nice. A little bit of rain. Travel for 6 days before you finally get to the abandoned camp. Past the ruins and the town of Oakallville, you see barely on the horizon. New Memphis Station. You're passing through forest when you can hear sounds from up ahead. Your trailblazing skills have managed to shave at least 4 days off of the overall travel. Canned food being consumed as you guys are moving. It is mid-afternoon when you're in the hills surrounding the abandoned camp. You can, because you're scouting ahead, you can hear in
Did we lose you, Phoenix?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I finished describing, waiting for you guys to chime in.
Oh. I couldn't hear the end of what you said.
Oh, okay. So, you've managed to shave 4 days off with your rolls,
Okay.
and so it took 6. I just deduct 6 days of regular canned food. You guys tell me when you want to start rolling again for utilizing the other food that you have access to. You haven't seen anybody in your travels.
Okay.
You've made it into the the burnout stunted forest, even with the green and everything surrounding it. These trees are still gnarled and twisted, barely reaching up to your shoulders. Leaves mostly gone off of them. But as you're approaching the hill area to head down into the camp, you find, you do hear, people talking.
Can we make out what they're saying, or if they might be raiders or just normal wastelanders?
Miss Gray. Well, so Miss Gray relays that back to the group. Make me an agility sneak roll.
Nope.
So, very well. Well, if you're not up to full, you definitely are now. You're able to creep forward, and looking down, you can see about a dozen people, men and women. Armor and clothing varies. Some in robes, others in light leather. Maybe some additional padding here and there, kind of right arm, shoulder pad type of deal. All are carrying some sort of firearm. Nothing too ostentatious, or flashy. There's 3, 4 You can actually make out a fourth Brahmin tied up behind. A couple carts here, the tent set back up. If you remember when you guys were here, you guys kind of, well, pretty much burned everything to the ground.
That was Snake's fault.
It wasn't that bad.
I don't think it was that bad. I think it was more you guys were doing distractions and they got out of hand. But I pretty much remember almost like this entire section of camp was completely engulfed in flames.
Yes, it was Snake's fault.
Okay. Barometer tied to the rusted out hulk of a truck over by a cart, and the other one is, like I said, you can see people wandering about.
So probably a caravan.
Do they look like they're any
Friendly?
groups that we've run into before?
No. No, it could be merchants, as Sam suggested. Sam, make me an agility roll 2.
Not my best.
Not your worst.
Fair. Oops. Yeah.
Okay, switch. You're not sure. It could be a bunch of merchants. I mean, they don't seem to be, a raider band out for blood or anything like that. Stepping out of
Okay, I'll go.
this tent.
Go down
here.
and say hi then.
Okay. So you guys would be coming in from towards the bottom of the map.
I love how all of us are on the hill just watching and trying to evaluate to see if they're going to be friendly or not. And Snake just walks down.
Are you surprised?
No, not in the slightest.
I mean, you think they might be merchants. So
I said I think they might be merchants, but we've also been mistaken before and found some normal-looking people that turned out to be cannibals or raiders.
the way I see it, this is a win-win. Either you're wrong and I get to kill people, or I'm right and I get the first.
You know they're probably going to raise their prices on you, right? You're not Sally Sue with her honeyed words.
Mm-hmm.
How close do you try to get, Snake, before?
I mean, I'll go down to talking distance. Say,
Okay, so
yoo-hoo!
so
Yoo-hoo.
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 Hey, boys.
There's a little leg. So you can see this guy who's in the back of the cart kind of look around when he hears the voice, and Nick, describe what you're doing.
Yes, please. Describe in detail. Stand up and do it in real life if you'd like. I'll
It's
relay it to the group.
kind of like Michael Jackson. Like I'm holding my my crotch and I'm going.
Are you
Wait, I don't know what you
moonwalking
mean.
down? Are you moonwalking down?
Hee
I don't know
Oh,
what you
boy.
mean. What do you mean?
Sure,
Outward
Snake,
face that
You're
sure.
move.
moonwalking,
Yeah.
aren't you?
Like, hey, Are you a merchant?
While you're grabbing yourself,
Yeah. Just in case he shoots.
stand up and act it out.
C2's with us, right?
Yes.
Another
Okay,
Yeah,
so
dream.
if
yeah,
worst comes to worst, we can say we never knew Snake. Got it.
So yeah, you see Nick walking down, and he looks like he's trying to adjust himself.
Of course he is.
The guy that's on the back of the cart kind of looks up, looks around, sees Snake, sees him pretty much, grabbing himself, and kind of stumbles back and falls off the cart. Everybody kind of, the group over here kind of just looks at him, and eventually they see you. Two of the more better equipped or better armed individuals, do approach, and
I am
woman
not.
comes
I
around,
am not responsible for that.
steps up, and she's like, oh, hold it right there, friend. Yeah,
Not your friend, pal.
Oh, you're already nicer than most of the people I meet. Are you guys merchants?
yeah, like the bunch of assholes that are up on the hill over there. right
We-
over there.
I haven't gotten to that line yet.
I turn to the group and I say, how many caps for us to leave him right now?
0.
Let's just take the mole rat and go.
Yes, exactly.
Sam says he's not responsible for being a weirdo. So the woman kind of turns, and she kind of looks at the guy who's sheepishly on the ground. She shakes her head. We're out of the Air Force Base, heading this way, up near St. Louis. So
Oh, good. I have stuff to trade
kinda
or buy. I'd be interested in what you have.
kind of cocks her head, and she's like, "Doesn't look like you're carrying much there, other than your massive axe and."
That's what
I was
she
about to say
said.
something.
But I'm bumped. Walked into that one, and for those of you not following along in chat, Sam's like, "Now it's time to leave."
I already asked the group that.
Well, if you have stuff nearby, we'll gladly take a look at it.
Yeah, I have. I just have stuff that I picked up on my travels.
Come on up, take a look.
Okay, I'll come on up then. And
Yeah, you get to the back of the cart, and she walks over, and they flip a section of planking down, kind of pulls it out. Has a little hinge underneath, and you can actually see there's what forms like a little makeshift table off the back of the cart. The Brahmin's kind of, one head's looking the other way, the other head's like just absolutely oblivious. Comes over to cover you. The other guy goes scrambling back out of the way.
is he okay?
Yeah. Good hope is hard to find.
Tell me about it. I haven't found any yet.
Rude.
Yeah, let's go.
Time
Yeah.
to
I'll say. So, do you guys? What do you trade in? Do you trade in weapons or chems or money or?
Right now, anything that we can get our hands on.
Oh,
We've managed to, with the growing season, everybody's trying to gather whatever, get whatever equipment, materials, and the like that they need to be able to harvest and the like. So more farming equipment than anything right now. She flips over one of the tarps, and you can see that there's like axes and shovels, hoes, and hammers and the like. She points to a couple milk cartons off to the side that have that have the word seat, that has a word written on the side. And she's like, plus we have stuff over there. Plus, she has stuff. She points to some of the other carts. That are inside the camp. But we have weapons and and the like. A little short on ammo. Haven't had a chance to stock up on that. Need to be able to make it to one of the other swap locations that we have, where other merchants get together and we stuff and
So
trade and take things back.
just get kind of utility item. Need a pipe wrench?
Oh, we could always use tools. What condition is it in, though?
I'll pull a pipe wrench out and show it to her.
Give me a minute. She's looking. She's like, "Oh, okay, yeah." Look at the be 2 caps for it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Sit down. Reaches over to got a brightly colored, like to the point of being gaudy, bag, and has a on her hip, and it's got some sort of symbol logo, looks like a crown on it.
Sure.
There,
What-
pulls 2 caps out and hands it to you.
What's that symbol? Does that mean anything?
We found it when we were scavenging a old bar. They had several bottles in them, most of them shattered. But we found, found these, and they still survived even 200 years later, and been using them ever since.
All right. Well, show me what else you've got. You don't take pre-war money, do you?
No, not really. Most people, unless we find some ghouls that like to trade, most people in the wasteland are looking for caps or ammo.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. All right. Yeah, show me what else you've got.
Yeah, so she follow me. Walks into the encampment and turns.
So, do we want to head in, or do we want to just back up and get going?
Yeah, we should head in.
Your words are saying we should head in, but your heart, your mind, and the expression on your face are saying we should leave.
Yeah, I'll start walking down.
I guess I'll follow after Gray.
I guess I'll follow after Gray and Sam.
When we
You're
get-
the one that seems happy about it, Sabal. Yeah, I'm going to go follow everybody else. Everybody's like, fine, I'll go
Yeah,
along.
when we get in, we can say we're looking for a free range
Okay,
idiot.
there, Christopher Robbins.
Do they notice us yet?
Yeah, they do, and there's a commotion. She kind of stops and kind of walks over. She's
Yeah,
like,
I've taken my mask off, so I'm not as.
I lean over
I've taken
and
my helmet off as well.
I lean over and I say, "You remember what I said about help? Good help is hard to find."
Mhm.
I nod.
she chuckles.
As they approach, I'd like to say, "Good afternoon. We're looking for a free range idiot. He wandered off from our group."
Murder with you?
I also whisper over to her, "Charge him double."
She's like, she reaches over and she kind of lifts her arm up, hand up, and she's like, "Yep, got him right here. We're going that. Come on and join us." What do you do with C2 and the pack Brahmin? Or do you bring them along?
Yeah, we're bringing them along. They got
Yeah,
they got
they're-
Brahmin. We got Brahmin.
They haven't pointed a gun at Snake yet, so they're
Yeah,
probably fine.
I'll walk up to Snake and hand him C2 and the baby Bjorn.
Tell me he forgot his son yet again. He has.
Kind of looks at you, cocks an eyebrow, says, "Oh well, come on in. I'm Abby. Abby Normal."
Abby normal.
Hmm.
Aren't we all?
That didn't come through.
Oh, hi, Abby. I guess I didn't ask.
That's okay.
Nope.
Okay. No ghouls. No ghouls. Okay.
The ambush.
He
Or is
walks
it a
over
tarp?
to. He walks over this way. She leaves. Yeah, make you're trailing behind. You see, she's talking to an older woman, bald. Face is covered with, like cancer scabs, cancer scars, keltoids. They're talking. He's like, he walks over to the tent, and this guy here goes over, pulls the tent flap back. The old woman steps in. The older woman steps in. She steps in, and he's pulling the flaps back. You can see that the tent is rather well appointed. Some sort of mat is on the ground. The table, couple like camp chairs, like sitting there, and the woman sits down. She waits for the group to come in. Yep, yeah. This guy comes running out. It's like, if you want it, you can tie your Brahmin off here. If you have a list of stuff that you'd like to sell, start going through that with you, or if you're looking to buy, just head around to Madam Z and Abby.
I will.
Clearly out of his element talking to you guys because he's, you're all dressed in your various suits of armor, and even patched. You're all cut a rather intimidating pose, if you will.
I'll take my cologne out, spray some on, and step into the tent.
It smells of strawberries. Wonderful.
We've been walking for 9 days. I think anything's.
I think, right about now,
so
I think you all
these
smell.
these people have also been walking for who knows how long. It probably smell like Brahmin chips as well.
Ode to Wasteland. It's
Yes,
new
exactly.
by Chanel No. 5.
They're probably going to find your odor more out of place than anything else.
And I'll walk in and I'll say, I'm interested in what kind of armor you might have.
You keep cutting out.
No.
Ian.
I'm interested in what kind of armor you might have.
Abby stops and she pours herself a glass. She hands one to you and fills another one up. Water, it looks like. Nothing as good as what you guys are carrying. None of you, even. The only thing that might be better is the light armor that exists at the Air Force Base.
What armor?
Yeah, she said the way she described it is knight, like a cavalier type of armor. Knight.
As in Brotherhood? Nope. Never mind.
Well, you guys know of the Brotherhood, but remember
We don't know much about
the
them.
Brotherhood left this area and Cog took over.
Right.
So if there's any remnants of the Brotherhood in the area, nobody knows about that. But you do know of Cog. So you do know Cog has power armor in their possession. What kind, what type, you don't know.
Yeah, we're not even in the room in the first place.
But she said something about knight armor.
She described knight armor, yes.
What is knight armor?
Like give. I have a picture. Oh, yes, I do. Etched. Digging through several large bindings. So while she's doing that, what are the rest of you doing? So Sam, you pull out your ledger. He kind of, the guy standing there is kind of like cocks an eyebrow, and he's like, "Okay." So, what exactly? He goes through the same spiel that he did with when he was talking to Snake, or like when Abby was talking to Snake. Mostly farm implements, hammers, axes, shovels, rakes.
Molotov cocktails?
We have actually they do.
Ooh.
They do have Molotovs. They do have seed, backpacks, tough clothing. The armor that they do possess is low to middle grade leathers. Weapons, they do have a few, not many. Mostly handheld, but there are some rifles and shotguns mixed into there. Ammunition, they're in short supply. Tribes meeting up with there's like an area where other merchants get together and they kind of swap stuff and let people know where they're let people know like where they're where things are, where they're going, so that they don't run into ambushes or they don't run into areas that have been overrun, if you will. So, and cool, I found it. So let me load this in for the picture. They figured when they get there will be some of the robed ones, as he calls it, and so they can go in and pick up the at their allocation of ammunition. Finds it. It's in color, so someone actually took time later on to shade it in. So let me try this here. Load that up to.
Oh,
That's the picture that she shows you.
Ah, classic.
looks pretty cool. Where is that?
Here, give me a moment.
Light armor, huh? I guess I was expecting something more black.
Let's.
Display a flesh wound.
In May, I haven't seen anybody in a different color other than that. But there may be suits that are different.
Oh, okay.
There's a few of them that stand guard outside the encampment itself.
Here?
No, we're at the Air Force Base. Of course, you're asking me for the map of that. Give me a minute. When we come back from break, I will have the map for you.
Okay.
I did not plan on loading that just yet, but you did ask, and that I can add that onto the stuff that you found. It is quite a bit away from the way she describes it. It's past Germantown. From what you remember, from what you were told, it's close to like almost nearly a month's travel.
Oh wow.
Using Germantown as a reference point. And don't forget, that it takes time to get there. So there may be trails or roads that you guys can learn about, which is how the map ends up. It ends up on the map. It's not far from the capital of St. Louis.
Okay.
St. Louis is probably 3 days, maybe a week's travel from the base.
All right. Well, thanks for letting me know. I've been looking for an upgrade for a while now.
Okay.
I do have some heavy radar armor you might be interested in.
Like, okay. You have it on you now?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
go ahead and pull it out.
Oh, okay.
Calm down.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Put your codpiece back on. Nobody wants to see that.
Well, like I said, it is heavy.
Indeed.
So, Sally Sue, you're looking through most of the stuff that you see there. You know, some of it catches your eye, some of it doesn't. You know, it's things are interesting, but they're like, yeah, whatever. You see as you're falling through things, move you to where you're at. Each one of you has some sort of scribe or merchant, walking with you. You find they do have a selection of Molotovs. The containers that they're in are amber in color, but you can smell the headiness of the Abraxo cleaner mixed with various forms of moonshine and only the gods know what else. And okay. So, she's looking at she's looking at you, looking at them, and she's like, "So, how many do you want?"
How many do you have?
There are a dozen in the container.
I'll take 6 of them.
Make me your roll. You go back and forth and you're talking, and she will sell them to you for 12 caps apiece.
I will take them.
Unfortunately, grenades can't be modified, so they're standard explosive, 4 damage, persistent energy.
They're grenades? I thought they were.
They count as explosives.
Okay. So they're. Say that again then?
So it's 4 dice, energy damage, persistent, so it'll keep burning for however long it does before it goes out. It has a blast. All you have to do, unless you're aiming for a particular target, all you have to do is at least get a 10, hit a 10 to hit the ground. And if it goes off, okay, so blast, and we'll make sure we do this going forward. Blast hits the target, hits the location that you're aiming for, and then every square surrounding it. If you fail your roll, fail to make a 10, you still roll damage. It just does half damage. So instead of rolling 4 dice, you can roll would roll only 2. Rather maybe feats and skills and such that that can, or feats I should say, that will go along and damage dealt. Miss Gray, what are you doing while all this is going?
I'm kind of hanging out with Sally Sue.
Sally Sue's on the other side of the camp.
Yeah,
Oh,
way
yeah.
back here. So Sally Sue's going through her transaction with this lady. But once they've sort of concluded, I'd like to ask this lady some more about, who they are, where they've recently traveled to and from, ask her, what they've seen in the area, specifically trying to find out if she's seen anything
Okay.
interesting or suspicious. Yeah.
Do me a favor, make me a charisma speech roll. And
Oh.
Sally, so you can do the same thing too if you like.
Go.
Okay. And she's kind of listening to you as you're talking, and she's
Did you cut out?
Nope. I stopped. I was going through, and I have another picture to load in too. So you guys start talking, and she's listening to you, and she's, paying more attention to Sally Sue than she is to the questions you're asking. But she does start to go back and forth. From the other last stop before here was Minton. They've been traveling south from that location. Picked up some of the farm implements and such that they've either made or repaired. It's been a little slow going. Oakallville, from the few merchant groups that have left Oakallville, have kind of warned people away from there. They between the infighting among the different groups and the partial collapse of the economy, Oakallville's kind of like, not to be, not to, if you're desperate, you go there, but you're not gonna get, you may not get anything when you're done. Know that they've traveled from Germantown. They've traveled through. There's a spot that they call, and I will pull over the map for a moment. So, based upon what know where the CD camp is. If you can barely read it, but that says New Memphis, so the CD camp is here. That's the place that was overrun with ghouls, but that's where there was a lot of medical technology left there, and the ghouls overran it. So there is a small, he calls it the Oasis. There's a small fortified community right by a very large lake. Describes a spot that Snake's pulsing on now as an area that is a haven for criminals. So raiders have a base within that area there. They have a mix of, there are some super mutants that are also there working with them. It's not, well, it would be there are slavers also in that same area, so they kind of, raid out from there from time to time. Hence the reason why there's a small, fortress by the lake, or fortified settlement by the lake. And then I have to get the other map up there, but we start out from the Scotts Air Force Base. We head from that area. We head over Frost. And the spots that marked on the map are either stuff that you guys already know or stuff that she tells you about. So there's a place called a way station. Not exactly sure why it's called that, but that's a location that she describes that occasionally they stop at. There's a lot of robots in that area that are still active. They keep the facilities, whatever whatever it might have been for, operational. And I owe you one more map. Unusual or different. There is a large dig going on somewhere the south of the Air Force Base. Something pre-war was buried there, and there's a man who has been bringing in workers of any shape or form, both with promises of pay or otherwise, and they're trying to unearth something. But she's not exactly sure. Caval, what are you doing? Make me a barter charisma roll. Sam, looking at the various weapons and the like that they have, while everything is functional, there's nothing of any importance. However, you do find a couple diamonds in the rough.
Ooh,
Let's see. They got that one there.
I do have weapons I'm willing to trade in place of it. I have a sleeper sledge, a heavy flamer, and 2 sawed-off shotguns. Ammo not included.
Okay, so Val, what was that? Oh, I just closed that. Yes, they do have some chems, not a lot. Plenty of dirty water. Oh, there we go. Plenty of dirty water. I gotta get. You're asking through, and he eventually pulls out a large footlocker, and begins to go through and show you what's there. So there's dirty water. There's a single dose of Radix, 2 doses of Radix diluted, medics, healing salve. Okay. 2 big ticket items that you see. Single dose of Fury. Fury is +3 physical damage resistance, +3 to melee damage, and unfortunately, any perception tests you try to make are at the complications increased by 2. And yes, it is addictive. There's also a super stim pack.
I'll definitely give you some pack sickness.
Yeah, that one can actually, that can, overload your system. That can actually mess you up. Super stim packs. Super stim packs can either heal 8 points of damage, or heal or instantaneously treat 2 injuries. There's no addiction, but there is a limit to what your body can actually, take at that point in time. Fury, as I described, yes, there is an addiction. Sam, you find that there is a integrated boiler mod for a robot that converts 2 dirty waters to 1 clean water every blow. Every 10 minutes.
Converts to dirty into clean every 10 minutes.
Yep.
We can make a we can make a what are they called? Brewatron.
Good.
Yeah, with that.
There's also crafting materials, and you find a lantern that
Crafting materials, anything like advanced circuitry or anything like that?
No, mostly common and a few uncommon. Nothing rare, unfortunately.
Got it. Yeah, I'd be more willing to buy.
There's also a holotape player.
I mean, we kind of already have one of those. It's attached to my wrist.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'd be willing to take the integrated boiler mod. I've got a 45 revolver, 2 sawed-off shotguns, and a super sledge that I'd be willing to trade. Oh, and a heavy flamer.
Their weapons are obviously in better condition and just maintained.
I mean, these aren't even primary weapons. These are just random things that we found along the
Oh, I
way.
know. But you've still taken the time to
Clean them up and make sure
and-
they're
Yep.
functional.
wanted the boiler mod, and I'm sorry, what else did you want?
The boiler mod was the main one. I don't think there was anything else. Was there? What were the other items again?
2 diluted radexes,
Two diluted red X's.
several 1 medics, 1 healing salve, several dirty waters, and then the super stim pack.
Definitely want to pick up the super stim pack and maybe the healing salve. Were there any other mechanical parts or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, common and uncommon crafting materials. That was about it.
How many common crafting materials do we? How many common and uncommon?
2 dozen uncommon, 2 dozen common, and 3 uncommon.
I'll take the uncommon because we're below 100 on that. So in exchange, I've got the 45 revolver. We have the 2
They'll take the 2 sawed-offs and the 45. That will get you the Radex, that'll get you the integrated boiler and the super stim pack.
It's the one with the super stim.
Yeah, healing salve is that.
And you said they'd take the 45?
Yeah, they'll take the 45.
Yeah, I want the super sledge or the flamer.
They don't have enough to trade for it.
Oh,
Well, there's not. I mean, the super sledge. No, that's quite a bit of that's got a bit of a price tag onto it. With your needling in them, and they're kind of matching you, so you're not getting anything at any kind of discount. Flamer. I can give you 100 caps for the flamer.
100 caps for the flamer. Sold. I just don't want it in my inventory anymore. Those things are dangerous.
Duval, do you have anything you want to? Is there the Radex healing salve? Yes.
I took the super sim, but you can note that one down on your. Yeah, I'd rather not use that one if I don't have to, or accidentally use that one.
And what do you have to trade? Okay.
I'll pay you out of the caps that they gave me for the flamer.
40 caps.
Okay, so that's 60 still for us. Okay.
I'll take some caps. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
You're over there negotiating your own deals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, we got 4 knives. And a 12.7 millimeter pistol.
Are they throwing knives or just regular knives?
My inventory says they are knives.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think Phoenix was being specific enough when he told me I picked those up.
So those were the knives that you found were more like like a K-bar, a hunting
Combat
knife. Yeah, that type of deal. So,
And
the craft.
and I already have my bayonet, which can be used as that. So yeah.
12 caps for the crafting materials.
12 caps for the crafting materials. Okay. Okay.
So Sally Sue, you're working with Miss Gray, going through the other stuff over there. Make me a barter charisma roll also. As you're talking with Abby and
Barter charisma.
barter charisma, please. Yes.
Barter charisma roll.
Clear my list.
Yep, I got nothing.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so Sal, you're going through the odds and ends that are there that they have there too. Again, more farm implements. Light clothing. Tough clothing too. Some pre-war clothing. You find a very nice dress that may or may not fit. As you're going through that, but it's more information that you're gathering. The woman's name is Zara, from what we are able to pick up as you guys are going back and forth, and she does talk about Minton some more. They've been pulling stuff out of the ground in the areas. They had a couple more camps disappear that are in the mountains, and that's got them scared again. They know they had apparently they had a situation she describes last year where robots were taking the miners captive and working them in a camp until they were freed.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I don't know who those
Yeah.
people were.
Yeah, and I wonder what kind of weapons those robots had as I look at Gitsum.
Broke it affectionately. Just don't worry, we'll be alone soon. And that's got them kind of scared because they have sent people out and they haven't found anything when they search the areas. That was in the mountains to the west of Minton. So Snake, you're talking with the woman. She's describing. There we go.
Earthquake.
Yeah, there you go. Now I'm just. No, the map wasn't to the fullest.
Oh, the ground shakes when I see you.
Oh dear lord. If I shot him in the middle of camp, would they be upset? Probably.
Well, I'm in a tent.
Yeah.
The
And,
radio's
but-
still on.
He doesn't have his helmet on, though. You can
Yeah.
hear things, yes, but he doesn't have his helmet on.
Mine stays on.
So, oh yes, you're the only person that I know that doesn't take it off. You just kind of point, and people are expected just to give it to you. You do find several uncommon crafting materials among what Zara is showing you. You also find 2 Nuka-Colas still intact. If either one of those interests you.
They might
Uh,
even still be carbonated.
Yeah, I'm interested in the Nuka-Colas.
Abby or Zara?
Actually, they both do. So both groups. Abby shows the Nuka-Colas to you. She brings them over.
Yeah, you each have a pair.
There you go.
Okay, I don't know if that's like an even trade, like the armor for Nuka-Colas.
Use your caps.
Wait, no,
Yeah.
isn't the heavy armor worth more?
Or you could take your clothes off.
Please
I was
don't.
just about to say, you could be a stripper. Give them some entertainment.
I mean, I have been walking in the wilderness for 9 days.
Yes, you smell of manly man who's been in the wilderness for 9 days. Yes, yes, yes. We all know. We've all had to listen to it.
Sam and Snake Show.
Sam isn't actually here though.
Okay, so Snake, I want you to, and same thing with Addy. I want you to type in the chat /roll or into the roll d20. So /ROLL space D30.
What 30?
D30. D is in David 30.
That's a big dice.
Okay, and then do that again, Snake, one more time. Same thing with you, Sally. Okay. Give me a minute. So, there is a variety of different. Okay, so you find the cola that she shows you, Snake, is a Nuka-Cola orange. Effects are immediately regain 4 AP and rad resistance of +2 for 1 scene.
Okay, you said rad resistance of what?
+2,
2 for
1 scene.
scene. And what was the first bonus?
Immediately gain. The group would immediately gain 4 AP.
Okay. Okay. I mean, it's orange.
It's iridescent orange, which makes it so much better.
Oh wow, there's 40 versions of it. Okay, well I had you roll 30, so that's fine.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, that's why. The other one's just a Nuka-Cola, just a standard Nuka-Cola. There's actually a chart here for me to roll against. I apologize. Regular Nuka-Cola is immediately the group immediately gains an AP, and of course there's a chance it could be irradiated. So
And it wouldn't be Nuka
Okay.
if there wasn't a chance of you getting irradiated.
So.
Which is what makes Nuka Grape and Nuka Fruity so weird.
Sally, you also have a regular Nuka-Cola, and you also have Nuka Fruity.
Okay.
And Nuka Fruity is the group would immediately gain 3 AP. Rad resistance also for 1 scene. And it cures 10 points of rad damage.
As I said, weird for Nuka-Cola.
And yes, a chance that it's irradiate.
Which doesn't make sense. If it can either cure your rads or it can give you rads, it shouldn't be able to do both.
Okay, so 3 AP, rad resistance, 1 scene, and what?
Heals 10 radiation damage. Uh, 3. If you guys, so Snake, if you the Nuka-Cola, it would be 20. The 45 caps if you want yours.
Okay. And how much is the armor worth? Heavy Raider armor?
Oh, heavy raider armor. Oh, give me a moment. Sally Sue, yours is Nuka Fruity. Nuka Fruity is not radioactive. I'm sorry, it has a dash by that thing.
Ooh.
Sally, yours is 100 caps if you want yours.
Yeah, I'll get it.
I think you're asking for the heavy. Any mods to it, or is it just straight heavy raider?
It's just straight Heavy Raider.
Okay. Best piece. Oh, call it a push.
Call it even? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll do it.
Yeah. So, okay. So they trade you. Sally, if you have gear or whatnot that you want to trade, you can gladly trade gear instead of giving up caps. Or if you want to, peel out some of your bosom caps, you can do that too.
I'll just use my bosom caps
Okay, fair enough.
and heavy up in here.
Okay. Heavy is the bosom that carries the caps. I completely understand. And yes, apparently there was an actual table that I could roll on, which I
Especially since the Bank of Sally Sue is very wealthy.
Yeah.
And offers outrageous interest rates.
She just sends Snake that go out there and break their legs. They fail to pay.
Yes, but Snake never brings back the full amount for some reason.
Oh, that's because he can't count and he just takes whatever they give him. That possibly too. Yeah, C2 is sound asleep. He's just sitting in the baby Bjorn and just will stop bubble every once in a while, just pop, going out and pops. Sit there sound asleep.
Oh dear. Dear, dear.
So Abby converses with Madam Z and turns to you, Snake, and she says, "You and your group are more than welcome to spend the night. Share a fire, if you wish."
That would be wonderful. Did need a place to camp, and we had passed by this place before, so yeah, that would work.
Yeah, when we came here, there was most of this. There were some remnants of some tents, and a lot of it was covered with the dust. So we dug things out, got the fire going again, and set up camp here. Defensible, 2 ways out. We'll have to put people in the hills to keep an eye out. Other than that, well, good. Miss Gray, make me another barter speech roll.
Oh, this won't go well. So is that technically charisma speech?
Yes. Sorry, yes, I meant that. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, You're not able to learn anything additional from talking with the various groups, various people. I'm sorry. The offer to um, another young lady comes over to talk with both of you. She introduces herself as Abby. She kind of eyes go real tight, and she's looking at Sally Sue.
I wave.
And waves back. She says you're more than welcome to stay here tonight if you like. She's overheard some of your conversation that you've had. Willing to share with you what she knows, but most of the stuff is rehash of what you've learned, or the new things about Minton. And
Is there any news about Asheville?
no one
Just
knows of that
interested.
town.
No news is good news.
Now, if you remember, Asheville was kind of off the beaten path. The only
Right.
people that knew about Asheville and the fact that they were cultivating all that land were the people that they were training with at Minton.
Right.
Asheville had an advantage of a underground reservoir that they could tap into, so they always had water year round, no matter what. And that helped them even produce more, product, vegetables, and the.
Got it.
It's great. Is there anything you want to sell?
I don't think so. I usually give all my stuff to Sam.
Ooh. In that case, I do believe I owe you 30 caps then. Because that's about half of what I got. Or what I have remaining.
I want caps.
The only reason I'm asking is the only thing
make caps whenever you talk to people.
you sneeze and caps magically appear.
Yeah, you kick the dirt and caps magically appear.
Fine.
The only thing I have written down, Miss Gray, is you have, at least I have it written down with a dash gray by the name, is you have in your possession a 9mm pistol that has a large magazine and hair trigger mods associated with it.
It's the one we just picked up.
No, this was picked up a while back.
Yeah, I don't think I have it.
Don't have it? Okay. I will.
I don't have any note of it.
Okay. Okay. There is one thing you do pick up, and this is just overall. And some of this you may have already heard, and some of it is new for the group. But there is a area that the merchants go to. It's like I said, like a swap meet for the merchants. So they go along and they kind of meet among themselves, trade information and the like. And okay, so switch maps briefly. Right there that I'm pulsing on the map. Yep, right where the Saval just pulsed to. Yep. That is an area that they that they meet.
I think we've been through there.
You guys have been there. That was one of the locations that you. That's where you encountered several large, but like abnormally large, rad scorpions, and managed to retrieve some of the. Managed to retrieve a small amount of powder monk supplies that were diverted.
Oh yeah, that was
The other ones were at the Camp Happy Valley was where the other. That's where you got the larger amount of ammo you managed to retrieve. bring back.
Right,
to
that was where C2 valiantly fought off one of the rad scorpions.
in that general area. Yes.
Yeah, right. I recall now.
Unless somebody has anything else to do,
Should we tell them that we've been to that area before? We know that there are a good number of large rad scorpions in the area.
can if you like.
Yeah, sure. They seem nice enough. We can be nice back.
Okay, and they appreciate that. They listen to what you're saying and what you're describing.
Well, and we C2 reenacts his little battle.
Yeah, he goes
Rad
through,
scorpion.
does his little tumble, and he's got his little, he has a big stick in his hand, and then he gives it to Snake to kind of break it in half, and then he has a little stick in his hand, and it goes through the whole thing. With how he broke the pimp cane and landed on the back of the one, and defended the Brahmin.
And how he wears the knob from the pin cane as a charm around his neck now.
Yep.
This mole rat's going to have legends written about him. The rest of us are going to be forgotten, but there will be legends told throughout the wasteland of C2.
By C2.
Only
He will
C2.
write them and tell them.
Yes.
Yeah, it will be a biography.
Morning arrives. You can see that they're packing up their supplies and the like. And they appreciate you telling them about the rad scorpions. They'll keep an eye out on for them and whatnot. Oh, so I found the rest of the map.
Woohoo!
Hooray!
That loaded up a little. Okay, so you guys head out from there. You figure it's about 3 days or so to arrive at Glen Meadows. You also have the option of stopping in and make sure that your base at Joe's Diner is operational, and that does give you the ability to actually communicate back with Joe to let him know, where you are and what's going on.
Wait,
If
that's
you-
We're
if you
heading
wish to.
towards Germantown.
the Eat at Joe's place. That's where we needed. Is that where we needed the key card?
Yes, that is where there was one door in the lower area that you had 3 of the key cards that you found on the dead bodies when everybody committed suicide, and that one key card
Yeah,
wasn't located.
we do have a black key card now.
We could go back and see if we can open it up then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's do that.
Okay, so stop at Joe's first.
Well, absolutely.
Okay. So you begin, Miss Gray. Make me 2 perception survival rolls. Begin to chart a course back. Okay. You're getting close, because in the distance you can see the Enchanted Forest, a little bit bigger than what it was before when you left,
Still want to know the story behind that.
occupying a larger footprint within the town itself. The more of the trees will have that glow, almost like a kaleidoscope type effect, where different colors pulse and move, a vibrancy that's not natural in any way, shape, or form. You begin to, so you can see the Glen Meadows Preppers camp from where you're at. and then you enter into the town itself, cutting through the normal background noise as you walk through the ruined streets. The crumbling of concrete. Every once in a while, something crashes into the ground. Yes, the Gentech facility, and then find yourself standing outside of Joe's.
Oh, I go right in.
You don't even check to make sure the building's still safe or anything like that.
Joe's. Everybody's welcome.
How does he know that the sign says that?
We told him. B2 drew him a picture.
Nick, I'll have to put you back where you were. Oh, look, we have old school Sally Sue on the map. Sally Sue,
wow.
if you'd like to switch out from your poodle skirt to your new Sally Sue, I will gladly take you off the map.
Back when Sally Sue was still nice and innocent.
She was never nice to us. She was always gritty and hardened by the wasteland.
You step up to Joe's. The door is still locked. The bench, still sitting out in front. And you begin to, you step inside. Yeah, you walk over to the freezer area, and takes a moment to find the latch to open up the hatch. Climbing down, getting in. Yeah. Yes, the elevator did work. You disabled the elevator. You have to climb down first to re-engage. Okay, so who's climbing down?
I will.
I guess that's me.
Okay, so
You're going to
Saval
climb down
or
and
Sam and Snake are both climbing down. So
Actually, no. I kind of want Snake to do it by himself and see if he can figure out the elevator.
Snake, you get to the bottom. What do you do?
Do I need to do anything?
Make a intelligence repair roll. Wrong thing.
I kick it.
Okay, make another intelligence repair roll.
Oh boy.
Stupid thing.
And the whole building collapses and we all die.
The end.
The lights flicker. The lights flicker in the elevator, but nothing kicks in or engages.
Alright, yeah, I'll eventually figure it out.
I'm going to say that about after 15 minutes, after I know that Snake probably got to the bottom and he still hasn't figured it out, then I'm going to climb down.
Okay.
I want to go ahead and leave and head into the room that had the closed doors.
Actually, if it's all right with everybody, can we take a break? Come back in about 10?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, give me a minute. I will be right back, folks. Already back?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
See.
I mean, yep.
Nick, you step in and you head down the corridor. Sam, eventually, you don't hear any noise coming from down below other than a thud and shaking your head at that point in time. So do you climb on down?
Yep, I climb on down.
Okay, so you're down. Make me a intelligence science roll.
Okay.
Okay, so you get the elevator humming. You step out before, Actually, yeah, you can ride it back up. So
As I get to the top end, the door slides open. I count everybody who's waiting and say, going down.
Nick, I'm gonna drag you from where you're at, unless you want to call Joe, in which case you can.
No, I'm not gonna call Joe right now.
Okay, so you head back over to the hallway. Stepping through into the room, head directly across from where you're at, and you find yourself in front of the area that has the large security door.
Uh,
Down on it, you can see that the 3 key cards are already filling the spot there.
I will try the fourth.
Yep.
The black one.
You step over, and normal terminal, that you're at, and there's a little card reader, if you will, off to the one side. Take the card out, and two ways of running it in. You put it in the first time, nothing happens, but the card comes back out, and the other cards are trapped in there until they get released. You flip the card around, and you slide it in, and you hear an audible click. There is a large, and that's pretty much what I'm describing this one here, which is that control panel that's there. No, it's the girl to Ipanema, Sam, or Saval. From if anybody saw Deep Star 6. Sorry. What's that song? I think it's the girl from Ipanema. You all arrive down. You can see the lights that are still working, flicker back on as you come out of the elevator. This would have. The door, and you all can feel. You don't hear it, but you can all feel like a rumbling within the building itself, complex itself.
It's a tarp.
It's always
No.
a tarp, especially when Snake is involved.
I don't know that I want to touch anything yet, but okay. I'm looking around like, well, the ladies aren't here and the ground is shaking, so what's up?
I mean, you could start touching things and see if anything explodes.
I don't want to touch things yet. I mean, for all I know, I'm going to get locked in here and then I'm stuck.
We'll be okay with that.
Oh, you should do that. CT's with us, right?
No, C2's
No,
with him still.
C2's with me.
Fuck.
Oh,
Okay. Yes, we can't let him get locked away.
yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, it opened the door. I'm going to look in there. I'm not going to touch anything yet, though.
Okay. The lights come on. You can see that there are 4 massive, or 3 massive chambers in there. There's also, out of sight on the other side of the chambers, there is a large cabinet, for lack of a better term. But without going in, you can't really see.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna hang out here. They'll eventually figure it out. Where I went. I can make it down here.
Okay, so the other four. So everybody else comes out of the elevator. You see no sign of Snake. You don't hear anything after after the rumbling from the floor. Where are you all going?
I guess start. I guess we should probably go to the command center first and let Joe know that we're here, just so that way he doesn't see any intruder alerts or anything like that and decide to reactivate the defense systems.
Yep, it's a solid plan.
Yep,
Okay, so you step in. No sign of Snake in here.
of course.
You go over to the phone, pick it up. There's no buttons to dial. It's kind of like the red phone type of deal. And moments pass, and then you hear, "Hello, who's this?"
Hey Joe, it's Sam and friends.
Why are you back at Glen Meadows?
Just passing through to get to Germantown. Just wanted to give you an update.
Oh, well, very good, very good.
And also wanted to make sure that you didn't suddenly decide to reactivate the local defenses and obliterate us.
No, I think you all did a number on those, and I believe most of the ammo was pocketed by Miss Gray. So
Just want to make
yeah,
sure.
you should be fine.
Can we ask him about the rumbling?
Let me check. I don't have access to everything there. Oh, that's interesting.
Interesting how.
Did one of you activate the auxiliary chamber?
So that's where we went.
Yeah, so we all look at each other and say, Snake might have.
Interesting that you've managed to find a card for it. Okay, well, whatever salvage is in there is yours, obviously. I don't know. I have no cameras into that room, so I cannot tell you what's there. I will tell you there's no radiation. Nothing has managed to leak into the building itself.
No radiation is good.
Well, mercies.
Okay. Well, keep me informed and let me know when you're going to contact me again.
Bye,
Also said-
Joe.
Yeah, okay. Sally Sue apparently takes the phone and hangs up. Rude. Okay, so you've checked in with Joe. You've managed to verify that Snake is probably the one who has activated that.
I guess we better go make sure he doesn't detonate the facility on us. And with that, I walk out and go looking for Snake.
Okay.
Something I never thought I would actually willingly do.
You step through you step down. You can see the door open, the room lit. Snake's kind of standing there, and he's kind of looking into, periodically peering into a room.
Hey, the card worked.
Stand by, Cyclops.
Let's not start that again.
It did take you a while to get here.
Well, somebody failed to restart the elevator.
No, it was working fine when I left.
Yeah. And I had to come down and reactivate it. Why?
Maybe you broke it, and then you fixed it.
Nah. Keep telling yourself that, Snake.
Anyway, do you want to see what's inside the door?
Yes, I would.
Is everybody else just standing in the hall?
Yeah.
Twiddling their thumbs.
Well, if it's radiation, they don't want to get caught in it. So, you and I get to be the first ones exposed. How about that?
Okay, I step in now.
Put a hand over your junk because I'll protect it.
So stepping in, you can see that there are three large chambers, similar to the ones that are outside. You know that they're power cells for the or power plant. Yeah, part of the reactor system. Off to the one corner. I don't have it on the map. At this in a while on this side. You can see that there is a large metal cabinet, probably a little more than 7 feet tall, probably a good 4 foot wide or 4 foot deep. Sorry.
Okay, I'll open the cabinet.
Okay, so opening the cabinet, you can see hanging inside. There's a large metal chassis.
Like a power armor chassis?
Exactly like a power armor chassis.
Oh.
Oh, an actual proper frame of power armor.
Oh.
Donnie will probably love to have this.
Just a frame. There's nothing attached to it. There's nothing loaded onto it.
Donnie will probably love to have this.
Say, come to Papa.
There's nothing on it, Snake. It's just a frame.
I know, but I go ahead and get it so we can take it out.
You're going to try and pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So the frame is close to 200 pounds.
Can I roll for it?
Sure.
Yes.
Oh boy, I'm gonna step back.
Make
Yes, honey.
a strength. Hold on. That would be the most appropriate. Yeah, probably strength athletics.
Okay. Okay.
You're able to lift it, but you're not able to carry it.
Oh man, it's heavier than it looks. Why do you step over there?
Well, because in case you fell over with that thing on top of you, you need a fusion core, and you need to actually get into this frame to move it.
If it fell on me, I mean it's an inch more than I can lift, so I'm not too worried about that.
Okay, well, you still need a fusion core and to get in to operate it.
I reach in my pack. I have a fusion core. And I say, you mean one of these?
Yeah.
Where do we stick it in?
In the slot.
Where's this? I look at the crotch.
Not there, stupid.
Where does it go?
I'm gonna come in to watch this conversation happen.
Yeah, if you remember, the blue going across is like a translucent glass. Now that the room has been activated,
I'm just kind of
see
standing
through to the other side.
and I'm kind of standing in the door, just telling Snake this.
Yeah, they're talking about, it's back to the Sam and Snake show. They're talking about, Snake's trying to jam this giant,
Yeah,
butt
they're talking
plug
about where to stick it.
into his crotch. And he's like, no, it doesn't go in your crotch.
Yeah, no, I'm saying no, wrong slot, dummy. No, not there. Nope.
Yeah,
No, definitely not there.
we're just
Why do you
laughing.
think it would go there? No. Put it. Good grief.
Even C2's laughing.
Yeah, he's kind of just looking around. He doesn't. He's just.
D2 probably knows exactly where to put the fusion core.
And you see C2 pointing. He's got his one poogie, and he's pointing. His arms are out, and he's pointing at something on either side of the metal rack.
Okay, I'll try to put it there where
Okay,
he's pointing.
Well, he's pointing. You can see there's 2 large metal handles or rods. So pulling those down, you can watch the rack actually roll forward,
Oh.
and then now you can actually walk behind it, and you can see in the back of the rack, or the back of the suit.
There you go.
Almost like in the
that's-
middle of your shoulder, like base of your neck, shoulder blades area. There's a spot that you can drop the core into,
Oh, okay. I'd drop it in.
There you
Okay.
go. Now you found it.
and so you hear so you can hear um, a hum as everything starts to come to life in the system itself. There is no again. You can see literally from standing where you're at, you can see through it. So without attaching the helmet and the chest pieces, all that stuff, you have just the frame. It's not going to do anything for you until you actually armor it up. But it is available to you.
We get in the frame and then we can walk around with it.
You could.
Oh
As I
yeah,
said-
absolutely. I'm taking this bad boy for a ride.
Oh god! Don't break anything. And I walk out of the room.
You step in. And
Everybody out of the way. This is not going to be pretty.
And you've the hatch closed. No, sorry, you have to actually take C2 off. The two of you inside cannot fit together.
Oh, okay, I'll take my pack off and set it on the floor. I'll
Yeah,
come
you
back
dr-
in
you-
and get it.
You drop Chunky Boy and your axe and everything else. It's pretty. You actually have to strip out of your armor to fit
Oh,
inside.
I'm down to just Grognak loincloth. Okay.
It's just Grognak. Yep. You watch Snake pretty much strip down to just his tidy whities and a smile on his face till he just has a smile on his face, and he steps into it. The hatch, closes behind you. A little, not claustrophobic because again you have a lot of air around you, and you begin to take your first tentative steps forward. The chains themselves that are attached begin to disconnect and drop away, and begin to walk.
Oh. Oh, this is fun. And I turn around. I look at my hands. I move my arms around.
So your arms extend down to a certain point, and there are looks like a set of brass knuckles that you can slide your fingers into, and when you slide them into there, and there's another one that takes a moment to try to figure out how to get your thumb in there to loop around. But when you're holding them in, you turn it over, and as you just kind of wiggle your fingers and your thumb, the armature of the hand, the skeletal hand, mimic your movements. You can actually see a little farther down, looking at the arm, various pistons and cylinders rising and lowering as you're doing that. Almost like when Sally Sue clenches her fist when she's using the power fist. Just you can see you're seeing what would be underneath the power fist.
This is cool. So I'll walk
Um,
over here and I'll be like, guys, check this out. And then I'll step out with the suit.
You step out with the suit, and you can see his steps are still a little unsteady on his feet. It's more manipulating, learning to walk again, if you will. But you can see Snake, come stomping out. Other than the glow from his back, there's no display or anything for him to see or whatnot. You can't see Sam. The Geiger counter is not going off, so he's not leaking radiation. Pretty much trying to kill the entire group by that way.
I'm still kind of worried because he's a novice in powder armor.
Well,
I've
technically,
read
all
enough
are.
of the old, but I've read enough of the old reports to know that this could end poorly at any given time.
Yeah, Yep, it could decide to compact itself. In which case, he's going to be, mini snake in if that happens. But yes,
Or he could lift an arm and accidentally clip one of us and put us in a coma.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'd rather he not. We kind of want to deliver that thing to Donnie in one piece.
So,
Well, check out what I can do. And I like wiggle my fingers in front of me, kind of like a T-Rex. Neat, huh?
Yeah, very neat. Now, do you want to get out of it before you deplete that fusion core?
Well, I only took like 4 steps.
Fusion cores tend to be rather old and not have as much charge as people think they have on them.
Are we gonna take this thing with us, or are we
We
gonna leave it
are,
here?
which is why we need to. Why you should probably conserve power on it.
Where
We're
should
gonna
we?
take it to Donnie.
Where should we put it for the moment?
Back on the back into the what would it be called? The frame that was in.
yes.
Cabinet.
Yeah, back into the frame that it was in, and probably look around the area to see if there's anything to go with it.
Mm. All right. I'll walk back over here and actually, I'm gonna stroll around the room just for a moment before I do that.
While he's doing that, I'm going to go into the other area and start looking around. I just didn't want to be
This
crushed.
is really cool.
I actually
like
have a
it.
picture. I'll throw that into the map in a minute. Power. So, this up so that way everybody can see. Jogging around. Yeah, it is, and you grip, you like lean against the wall, and you leave a like an imprint in the thing. For all intents and purposes, your strength is at 11. So even though the actual suit is not functional, if you will, the strength bonus is there. What you have is something similar to what I. So, and that's the front of the unit that you're looking at. The back, about where I'm pulsing is where the core went in, and there's actually a hatch that raises up, and comes back down. So your arms slide into this, and they stop before it actually reaches the hand. Your feet actually would end up somewhere within down there before it gets to actual. It doesn't go all the way down. That's why there's you see if you're in the game. That's why you see the bulges in the armor, in those various spots.
Yep.
But unfortunately, nothing was actually loaded onto the. You do have. You do have a foot.
Donnie has
and
that at the moment, right?
No, we haven't had a chance to give it to Donnie.
Oh no, I actually have the note. 1 power armor foot. Donnie has it at the moment.
Okay.
Oh,
And
I
then
thought we had another foot.
you had a helmet. I remember.
I
I think I might have that one.
gonna say I don't have
Sam has
a
it.
helmet.
Showing you guys the helmet.
Yeah, I have a helmet mod. I have the targeting HUD for a suit of power armor. Adds 1 free minor action helmet mod. But I don't actually have the helmet.
Okay.
Okay.
No, you do. You do have the helmet because you found it in the Mr. House's personal power armor suit. You may not have it with you may not be physically on your body
Oh.
right now, but you do have that.
Yeah, that. Yes.
You turned the foot over because the foot you found when you were going through Bartelso, it was in the all you found was a foot, literally, but skeletal remains, and you found the foot, the ghoul that you when you killed it, you found the foot at that point in time.
Right, we do have the helmet. Okay. I probably don't have the helmet on me then.
And that's in it's in a carrying case. It's in its own little case. You got that from the railroad yard. Oh, what's the word? Railroad
The
yard.
merp?
No, the place that you where you redecorated.
Oh god.
So
Yes.
The nerd. The nerdep?
yeah, I might have been.
Yeah. NERRDEPT?
In northeastern. Yes, yeah. So anyway, okay. So Snake,
Yeah, I do have a note in here about the power armor. In that the full suit is probably at Rail Junction J17.
that was the only part that was delivered or didn't make it onto the train that was supposed to go out on a later point.
Yep.
So Snake, you step back in. You eventually walk back over to the frame, and you back in. You can hear audible clicks reverberate through the suit as the two spots that I'm pulsing there, the hanging hooks catch on there. You're able to. There's a with your left hand, pulling your fingers out of the arm. There's actually a kind of like you have on cars, yellow release, if you will. You hit that, and the hatch opens in the back, and you're able to step back out.
Before he does that, I've looked through the room and seen if there's anything of value or of use in addition to the power armor.
Just the frame itself.
Okay. Then once he steps out, I'm going to go up to it and hook my Pip-Boy up and start running diagnostics.
Okay. You can see that it is a suit. It was assigned. It was Department of Defense. It was assigned to the COG facility here. Suit was supposed to be one of 4 that was dropped off. That's all you can. That's all you're able to learn through most of the other stuff. Everything else seems to be coming through. The basic diag starts to run. You can see numbers and things spinning, and graphs going up and down as it goes through. It appears to be in almost pristine shape.
Nice. So much for having 4 suits, though.
Wow, that was fun.
Okay. And I glance over my shoulder at Snake and then look back. I quickly glance over my shoulder at Snake, look back, and then glance back again and tell him to put on some pants. Pants first.
Apparently, you're making him uncomfortable, Snake.
Well, it probably doesn't help that Snake's a little hard.
Yes, point that thing somewhere else.
Out my drink.
I mean, that was exhilarating. Yeah,
Well, Snake's ready for his prostate exam.
I'll pick up my pack and my clothes, start putting it all back on.
Everybody gets a show. Part of the hey that puts the show in the same as Snake show.
I make a point of not looking back the entire time. I'm just writing diagnostics.
So
you can catch every once in a while in the gleam of the metal, and it's like it's like, oh, good lord.
Why'd they have to make this thing so
Everybody
shiny?
everybody else is on the other side of the wall, just feeding quarters or caps in to keep the glass pane down, so you don't have to see. But it takes a couple minutes, and the system passes okay. You return the power core to or the fusion core to Snake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll keep carrying it.
I've got a half dozen in my own pack, so I didn't need it.
Snake, do
Yeah.
me a favor. Roll me a single Pip Boy.
I have a couple too.
The system still has charge on it. The battery seems to be in relatively good shape. So you'll be able to use it again should you choose to.
Okay.
Do you wish to take advantage of being here now to everyone to freshen up, so to speak? Or do you wish to head right to
Yes.
Glen Meadows? Okay.
Might as well freshen up before we head to
Freshen up.
Glen Meadows.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, we don't get a bathroom with running water all that often.
Well, we'll
Yeah.
get one at Glen Meadows, but I mean that's also a communal bathroom.
Okay. So taking advantage of the facility, you're able to shower, clean up, shave, the whole braid each other's back hairs if you like.
Hmm.
Hey, it's Sally. I wanted to include you in that, so
Mhm.
or it takes a moment to get everything, get the hot water going, so to speak, because the place has been abandoned for so long. But you feel better. You feel relaxed. C2 sitting there playing, bouncing his poogies up and down the puddles in the shower. Every once in a while he'll run around in and out of the water.
Yeah, let's give him a good scrub as well. Make him extra pink.
Okay.
I'm sure he'll hate it.
Oh, he does. He fights you tooth and nail.
Of course.
You think at one point in time you're going to lose an eye, but he eventually he calms down and he's got that miserable, kind of like grumpy cat look going on. He's like, merp, merp, merp. It's all sullen and everything like that as you're scrubbing him. He makes sure to share the water experience as he shakes his body clean, the drops of water off, and then he goes, trundling down the hall towards the sleeping area.
Yep.
Who goes back up and brings the pack Brahmin then?
We
I'll
didn't
go ahead
leave
and
them
do that.
inside the building like we did last time.
Yeah, Sally, Sue, and I will go do it.
Okay, so you bring the pack Brahmin in, close it, and chain the door from the inside, and it's job well done. You made it here. You let Joe know what's going on. You found a suit of power armor, or a frame to a suit of power armor.
I'm sure
Backstage.
Donnie will be very happy to have that.
Yeah. Looking around, closing up, lights are dimming. You can see the enchanted forest come to life. Sally, you can hear various noises of creatures that reside within as they wake up and begin moving about. Something mid-size, looks like a flying wing takes off from one of the trees, kind of like a flying manta, like a flying stingray, manta ray creature.
That's not great.
Eventually, the gentle pulse of the tree line begins to fill the night sky. Bring the doors to close. Head back down. The animals are okay. You can set them up over by the barbecue pit area where you left them from before. Or you can bring them into the kitchen. Either spot you can have them on camera.
Yeah.
Guys, settle down and enjoy a meal. If there's anything else the group wants to do, we'll head to the day.
Okay.
C2 and I have a good cigarette.
Oh yeah.
Relax.
Yep, kick back. Tapping ash into one of the empty canned foods.
Yeah,
I sharpen my pencils.
it's hard to keep an eye on the others. They're so fragile.
You know what? But you handled the responsibility well, Snake.
Yeah, I'm glad I have C2. We have a bonding moment.
Yeah. He snuggles up against you. Okay. Morning of the next day arrives. You guys break out, breakfast and everything like that. Self cleaned up again, if you like, and take hop in the elevator and head back upstairs.
So are we taking the power suit with us?
We are.
Okay. Driver.
Okay.
I'll drive the suit.
Who's gonna call it driving? Can we make pilot rolls?
I am going to make it so that if at any point in time you guys do want to have a suit of power armor, it will be a feat that you will have to, pick up. I'm not going to make you do a power, but that'll be also training you to use it more so than what you're doing right now. Other than step. You're kind of like RoboCop when he first came out. Woke up, so you're not going to be fighting in it, and you're exposed to everything around you.
Oh man, I'm RoboCop and I still have my good looks. Okay.
There you go.
We can
Since when?
fix that.
Since when? Oh. So Snake, you ride up in the elevator by yourself, or because nobody really trusts you with the suit. So you're waiting when the group comes out.
I come out last. I've stayed down to make sure I deactivate the elevator before climbing
Then
up.
you climb up. Yep. Okay. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you head up, and you head out. It's a short trip to Glen Meadows. So it's out of town. You skirt the expanded
Enchanted
encroachment
Forest.
of the Enchanted Forest. Yep. Sorry. Yeah. Trying to. And you find yourself, walking towards the dry lake bed. Get to about the same area you were stopped before, where you're being watched. At least you can, Miss Gray, you can at least pick up, and Sam too. You can pick up at least one spot that is, where there's somebody underneath, in a shallow dugout, observing what's going on. They had radios, so your presence is long since announced, long before you get there. And you see the captain comes out, he's looking at everybody, and again, you weren't geared up like this when you were here last. Stops. You see face breaks out in a big grin. Oh, it's an odd suit that's an odd suit that you seem to be wearing there, Snake. Bit drafty, I would say. Lord, man, don't you own anything? Don't you own any pairs of pants? And you were free balling it the entire time, so it was you were getting unfortunately you were getting sand in spots that shouldn't have sand in it right about now.
Sam just chuckles.
I do, but clothing is optional.
Apparently so. Oh, come on in so you can get out of that thing and get some pants back on.
We tried to convince him to wear pants, but he's stubborn like that.
He hears the voices and he kind of stops, walks over to you, Sam. He's looking at you. He's got a embraces you in a hug. I'm gonna kill you later, and then then he
Oh,
just turns and
God,
walks.
Sam-
Then he
Sam's
just
gonna be a
turns and walks
father.
away.
Oh god,
Um,
Sam's gonna be a father.
So,
That's the only thing I can think of.
you step in through the gate, and everything's different, but everything looks the same. You can still see the kids running around playing with the dogs. The various shops and houses and such, or some have been fixed up a little bit more so. You can see that they've added sandbags and a pintle for a heavier weapon, covering the gate.
I know exactly what's going to go there.
And the sledgehammer, the super sledgehammer.
No, the WZ-100.
And you guys arrive at arrive back in. I'll go through each person as so. Miss Gray, people are coming up and they're talking to you. What are you doing at this point in time? I don't know if I still have Glen Meadows loaded, so let me see if I can find that map. If I do, I will bring that back up. If not, I'll bring it back in. I'd have to house clean it. Yes, I do. So let's see. Glen Meadows. Go. Okay, give me a minute. There we are. We are now back at Glen Meadows with the smiley face squares and everything else. Oh, and there's old school Sally Sue.
She's everywhere.
You guys. Oh, there's new school Sally Sue. So, I'm
She's
gonna
also right there.
drag everybody's over here.
Yes, the square circle.
I remember these
the square
days.
circle.
These were the good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back when
very
things were
less
simpler.
complicated.
So, you're, so starting with Miss Gray, looking around.
What time of day is it?
It is not quite noon, so at 11. So consulting with Sam, it's 11:12.
Okay. I'll go over to the quartermaster's office, mess hall. It's almost lunchtime.
Yeah. Okay. Sam, what are you doing?
Part of me feels I should go to the armory first. I feel like I might have
Which
a
part
surprise
of you?
waiting. I'm
Yeah. Isn't
pretty
your
sure.
girlfriend over there?
Yes, and I'm pretty sure I've got a surprise waiting for me when I get there.
Ooh.
The other thought is we take everything to Donnie's house first, since he did ask for quite a bit of stuff, and let Snake get himself decent again.
How long has it been since we've been here?
Nearly
months.
a year.
A hot minute.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys left at right at the end of the sandstorm, and you guys are now back. Now, you guys left Asheville, right as the sands were beginning to come up, blow, because that was the last interaction with Minton would have been then to get the trade, to find out why they hadn't dropped off the scrap and the materials they needed to keep operational. So
I guess I'm going to the armory first.
okay. Sally, where are you going?
I'm either about to get smacked or
I went with Gray.
Yeah.
Okay. Saval. Okay. And Snake, you're so you're asked. Well, so
Is
what are
Hanging
you
in the
doing
Wind.
with that?
Wait, what?
He's asking. Captain's asking, what are you doing? What's your intention with the frame?
Well, I head to Donnie's, but I'm
Okay.
gonna show it off the whole way there.
Okay.
I'm gonna like
Oh,
practically
you're showing
strut.
it off. You are 100%. Leaving little to the imagination.
Now, make sure
People
the
are covering their
ladies
kids' eyes. Yeah.
make sure the ladies notice.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, the Yeah, you get some cat calls, mostly from women, occasionally from a man.
Meow.
I
So,
wink at the women. I scowl at the men.
He likes it if you smack him with a cattle prod.
Sorry, you have something else on your mind. So
wow, okay, they're like, that definitely gets the men a little more, excited for that. And let's see.
That was the intention.
So you head around, taking your time. You have a bit of an escort. So Sam, you step into the armory. Actually, no, we'll start with the ladies. We'll go across.
Yeah, before we get
So
into the actual drama.
Sally Sue, Miss Gray, you step up to the quartermasters, and the the original quartermaster isn't there. You see, there's another gentleman who's manning the counter. He nods and he's like, "So, what can I help you for?"
Where's so I guess we'll introduce ourselves. But I will ask where the other quartermaster is. I don't remember the guy's name.
Well, unfortunately, he passed. There was a raider attack on one of our runs, and had his ticket punched. Last train west. So,
Yes.
I'm Jake. Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
remember-
Is he in khakis with a red shirt?
State Farm.
State Farm. He sounds horrible.
Jake from State Farm. Yeah, so, we'll give our condolences, of course. And I guess I'll sort of fill him in on who we are, because I don't remember him from last time we were here.
No,
No,
you
he-
never met with him. So, or he was just one of the random people within town. So, he's okay. He's like, okay. So, and he stops and he's flipping through something. It's like, looks up. That must be Sally Sue.
I wave again.
He waves back at you.
When lunches.
When lunches, lunch is about half an hour.
Yay.
If you got stuff to trade or you're looking for things, let me know what you're looking for. Let me know what you have to trade. And then there's a specific note, and he points at you about you, young lady. I have to be on my game if I have to deal with you.
I
He has a
smile
reputation.
sweetly.
Innocently and it looks and demurely,
Mhm.
or demurely as you can be with your hood mask on.
Exactly.
Can I ask just like generally how the camp's been doing last year?
Pretty well actually. We've managed to get one of the secondary generators up and running, so we have more lights. They're working to increase or provide additional firepower towards the main gatehouse. The rear gatehouse we actually have covered. We added a couple more things on it. Be careful if you head out that way. We do have some mines deployed within the area. We have been lucky. Nobody's attempted to raid us, which is good. But occasionally we do get harassed by raiders outside the walls. Numbers are about the same, so pretty much, other than the former quartermaster, everybody's still here.
Okay.
He
It's
stops
actually
and he
pretty good.
listens. I don't hear any yelling yet, so I guess Sam hasn't made it anywhere. I guess Sam. Where's Sam, Saval, and Snake?
Oh, we ditched him.
Yeah, Snake is headed to Donnie's place, and I believe Sam and his wingman are Gonna stop by the armory.
No. Somebody shot down his wingman. He's soloing it right now. Saval, you step into Doc, and you can see. Yeah, give me a minute. I'm kind of busy right now, and yeah, comes back out and he's wiping himself, wiping his hands off, and he looks up. He's like, "Well, you don't look hurt. Why are you wasting my time?" And he's looking at you like,
Who are you
"Name the
again?
place who you are." Oh, good lord. Okay, well, you managed to live. That's good. Take a load
Yep.
off. Tell me about your travels. Where you been? You're about here.
I just
And again,
imagine we're
people
all
are coming
having
out
our-
looking at you. They're closing the blinds at the school more so to protect the innocent, impressionable minds that are there.
I just imagine as Saval's talking with Doc, Snake's just lumbering through the background, and Doc just slowly just starts staring, saying, "Why in Sam Hells is he naked?"
Took one too many blues to the head. Knew that was going to happen to that boy. Something ain't right about him. Bobby? Sam, you step up to the door. You can hear sound of music playing, radio. Barely make out, the WKNG or KGT. You can hear, and this is Kenny Knight, and I'm about to put on a hitting track from Dean Domino. I want you to listen to these tunes, and I'm going to go see why the alarm's going off outside. So I'll be right back. Music picks back up again.
Oh boy. Sam is taking deep breaths, trying to calm himself, and should I try the door or should I knock?
You should
I
knock.
mean, you could just go ahead and take your clothes off.
Sam knocks.
Door opens up. You can see there's a older gentleman, answering the door. Like, yeah, what do you want?
Was hoping to come in. Have some firearms. I was hoping to get serviced and see an old friend.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Uh,
Okay, come on in. He walks behind the counter. You can, the smell of the sweet smell of gun oil, cordite, fills the air.
smells lovely. Exactly.
Now,
I was hoping to see oh god, I didn't write down her name.
I just have the leaders of the different spots that you hit. So Captain Henry was the leader of Glen Meadows.
But you don't even know the name of her?
It's been a while. Was it Amy?
Let's see what you call her.
Guess she didn't make an impression.
Apparently not.
Good grief.
Get a new one then.
Phoenix, help me, my notes.
Sam moved on as soon as he walked out the door.
Phoenix, help me, my notes are failing me.
All I can think about was his son.
I have Saval's lady friend. I have her name written down. No. Jugs was the owner of the bar that was there.
Oh.
But
I'm
the,
not
Wasn't
the
she
same,
Snake's friend?
that was Snake's friend. Yes, that was the one Snake was very enchanted with.
You need to
I
tell us
thought it
something.
was
Wasn't
Jugs,
there like a
though.
Stephanie or some?
Steph was the girl from the FUD store.
No, I thought there was a
There's Marge.
Stephanie.
Baroness Marge was the leader of Minton.
Yeah.
I need to
Okay,
find
so
a
it probably
friend.
wasn't Maggie.
Oh, and Harold was the gunsmith in Minton. So there we go. We're pulling names back out of the hat, folks.
Oh God.
Well, don't worry, Sam. It's recorded, so you can go back and figure out what her name was.
Which session was it?
I have no idea.
Got to the next
Within,
group.
he's probably easily within the
We're all
first
85.
12. But
Yeah.
Gee, thanks.
well, I'm going to say it's probably not within the first 10. But anyway, so if you wish to go back and
You
listen,
got
Are they
75
on-
left to go.
Are they on
That's up to
YouTube
you.
or are they on?
YouTube.
On YouTube,
Okay.
isn't there like a Margot?
that was Marge. Marge was
Oh.
the leader of Minton. Yes. So you step in. He goes. He's like, okay, well, let's see what you got, and you can see. We'll change her name to Bethany for right now, and I'll mark it down as such.
Thank you.
Write it down, Warpy.
I mean,
Wonder-
Yes, I am right.
I mean, you don't have to
I-
get a tattoo on it, her name, but at least write it down.
actually, he probably should.
I don't
Tattoo.
remember. It's probably somewhere in my notes. It's just my notes are so disorganized.
Yes, of course. And yes, some things I do rely upon the group to bring back. Some the key ones are the ones I make sure I keep those written down. So, and you can see, she stops, backs up, and she looks. And this is on the other side of the heavy mesh grill that separates the actual work area. From the shop, if you will, or the storefront. And he comes out.
I'm home.
With the dude right there.
And I pull off my helmet.
I understand what you're saying, Snake.
I understand as well, and I'm hoping it doesn't come to that.
Somebody's about to get shot.
I just had to fall into love with the woman who had a love of big firearms. Ugh.
She steps out. She walks over to you and she looks you up and down. Yeah, she takes her hands and turns them over. And she's looking at your hands, and she reaches behind her, and you can see she drops her hand into a power fist that she is hanging there.
Sam just stands there and prepares to take it.
Punch him. Punch
She
him
does.
hard.
She does. She just hauls off and hits you squarely in the chest. They're not enough to hurt or kill you, but enough that she reminds you that you are alive and breathing, more so than what you actually. And she looks at you and she's like, yep. She's like, more so than what you actually did for her is all she says. And he takes you by the hand, and she, the guy standing there. You can see he's got his hands underneath the counter, and he kind of when she takes you by the hand and leads you through, you can see he's holding on to the grip of something, and it looks like something big, from wink wink nudge nudge, and you step through. The shop is just the way you remember. Containers, little jars full of powder to be separated or that's been milled. The work area that you have, that you christened in more ways than one.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and
Right.
we'll come back. So, Snake, you are now walking past the family housing.
Wonderful.
Get to about there. And you're just taking your time, just walking around.
Does he see me get punched?
No.
Okay, good.
No, you were inside at that point in time. He's just trotting by.
Yeah. Yep. Howdy, ma'am.
Married. Smack.
And at this point, it took a couple days to get here. I imagine I'm pretty good in driving the power
you
armor
are
now.
you
so.
have
You know how to
Better-
take one step after another.
better motor control walking. You still haven't tried to like grab anything with the fist. So you're not sure if you're going to crush something or not. And you find yourself standing outside of Donnie's door.
I feel like I try to knock on it with the fist, but I probably just shove the
Put your
door
fist
in.
through.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah, you do actually. Not knowing your own strength, or that fine motor feature, control that I was mentioning, you rap on the door, and the door kind of just crumbles, unintentionally, not inadvertently.
Donnie! Hey, Donnie!
What's it with you indoors?
Couple minutes go by, and you can see Donnie. He's made his way over there. In a
Wait, he wasn't in the house?
no, he was,
Oh, okay.
but his condition, is he's not, Speedy Gonzalez. So he walks over, and you can see he's got metal braces on his legs.
Look what I found.
He looks at you. Again, no helmets. You no helmet at all, and he breathes into the rebreather, and he looks, and he's like, "Guys, you came back. Where did you find that?" What did you do to the door?
Well,
Well, come in, please.
I mean, this thing is a little bit stronger than it looks.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Yeah, so, yeah, I thought you'd like to see it. Maybe you can, we left the foot here. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you've gotten some of the other pieces. Maybe we can put this thing together.
That would be. Oh, please come in, sit. Yeah, well, once you get out of that,
Yeah, this
why
might.
aren't you wearing pants?
Well, it's kind of tight in here. It also gets kind of hot, so the draft is nice.
Okay. Wow.
And
Hold on.
besides
Why aren't you wearing pants? The world wants to know.
and besides, the world should see, glory.
I'm blind.
Especially
I'm blind.
especially amongst all the grimness outside.
It's like an infant's finger holding a blueberry upon its tip.
I need friends.
At the
Don't
moment,
want to
yes.
know. Don't answer that.
I am.
Comment.
I am wearing. If you must know, I am wearing velvet.
Nobody wants to know.
Just never mind.
So everybody,
We're all
plays a little catch
traumatized by that.
we'll go back to Sam now. So food is the two of you, for Sally and Miss Gray. You leave from the quartermaster corps, stepping into the mess hall, and sit down to grab something to eat. You're able, you're talking with the people there. The mood is upbeat. You're treated like old friends, family. Most remember you. There's very few new faces here, and it feels good to just be someplace familiar again. Even more so when you were down in the cog facility at Joe's. Saval, you pitch in, working with Doc. He eventually shoos you out to go get something to eat. and the like. Sam, you're, she, after trying to, crush her sternum, embraces you, and reminds you why, why in blind Norad's name, why would you have ever left here?
Yeah.
Someone's in trouble.
So,
Yeah, why did Sam leave here?
Wait, are you saying there's a chance?
Sam would be significantly safer and significantly happier if he stayed here.
Well, maybe everyone else too, right?
Find a boy toy.
Oh, so
I
you
wonder
so
if I
you
can
want
find one
so you want Susie Q, the insane super mutant who's going to be flirting with you every chance she gets.
Yeah, I think the male to female ratio is pretty good. Sally Sue and I can have her pick.
Boy toys for the win.
you bring
No,
your
you're going to get Susie Q, who wants Snake, who's going to want Snake.
I
No.
want Bobby Q.
You want Bobby? There we go. Okay. Hey. So, takes you into one of the side rooms. Off of the main bedroom, and sitting in there is an older woman, and bouncing off her knee is a very young girl.
Oh boy. Snake's a daddy. I mean, Sam's a daddy.
Whoa! Okay, there. Well, apparently,
Oh, how'd you know? Jeez.
Plot
Who
twist.
who really is on your
Who's your daddy?
Who is the daddy on the next episode of Fallout?
Rory Porridge Show.
Freudian slip.
we got the
We
whole
have
radio.
too many
Was
names.
that
You
my
mean
turn?
it
Or
was
the father.
Phoenix, can you please write that into an episode?
The Maury Porridge Show.
There you go, Maury Povich.
Oprah meets Maury versus Fallout.
This is the worst. First it's reading pictures, and now it's this. I'm never gonna live it down. Oh,
I feel like
woe is me, woe
C2
is
should
me.
be the host.
The girl about a year old.
Oh, woe is me, woe is me.
The kid
That's
even
C2's brother.
the kid
Oh,
even
woe
has
is
a
me,
little
woe
eye
is me.
patch.
A little Jerry Springer action.
For the world as we know it.
Well, you know what? That's the perfect place to end too for tonight.
Yeah, nice cliffhanger.
So.
Yeah, Sam's a daddy.
Let's bring
Or
the
is
tonight's
he?
episode. Or is he? Dun dun
Oh, dear
dun.
Lord.
Add a new member to our posse.
There you go. Yes, hey, you got your own baby Bjorn you can carry around now.
Oh boy. The Wasteland's not a place for an infant.
Should have wrapped it up then.
Good job, Sam. Thumbs up.
Yeah, well, they do have Jimmy hats in the game, so I mean, I don't know. But anyhow, so with that, folks, we're going to bring tonight's episode to a close. We will not be playing next week. We'll be back the week after that for the 31st. So, yeah, tune back in and let's see the drama unfold.
Who's the daddy?
Will
Who's the
Sam-
daddy?
Yeah, will Sam survive this
Top show.
encounter? Who knows?
Outro?
Oh, right. This broadcast of As the Wasteland Burns was brought to you by Galaxy News Radio and our sponsors at Vault-Tec. Better living underground.
Sam's a daddy. Butt plugs.